In the world of Pokemon, there are certain rules that things have to follow. You lock eyes with the trainer, you gotta battle. You catch a Pokemon, you enslave it forever. And most importantly, Pokemon can only have 3 evolutions. Well, that last one was a rule until this group of mad scientists came up with a brand new fan game called Pokemon Evolve. In this game, every Pokemon has at least 2, if not 3, brand new evolutions added to their line. Oh my god! And it's even cooler than you could possibly imagine, so let's get into it. This is Pokemon Evolved. Pallet Town. Something about this cozy little place takes me right back to my childhood. And I was a very impatient child, so right off the bat we try to leave town. But before we can, we have to follow an older man who we are not related to into a nearby building, which also takes me back to my childhood. So we enter Oak's lab, where we're joined by our rival, who I named John Hens. After my first ever subscriber, shout out to John Hens.
Be patient, John Hens. Wait, I named him John Hess.
Anyway, in the Gen 1 games, when choosing your starter, you're deciding between Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. And it's important to strategize here for a moment because
we got Charmander, baby. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just assumed Charmander would have the coolest evolutions. So, we'll see.
Oh yeah, I'll name it Jasmine. I'll name it after our most fertile community member's daughter.
With Jasmine the Charmander secured on our team, we're quickly thrust into our first rival battle. And as you'd expect, this is not much of a challenge for us. So after delivering Oak's parcel to the Pokemart in Vermilion City, we are awarded with our very own Pokédex.
Let's just go ahead and check the Pokédex real quick. So you can see, normally, number 1, I think, is Bulbasaur, and it has Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur. But in this game, it goes Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, 2 extra ones that are unknown. And then I don't even know what number 6 is. So I kind of want to just like catch a Pokemon and evolve it. Just use a bunch of rare candies on it and evolve it to its final form.
So I ripped a Rattata out of the wild and pumped it full of performance-enhancing candies.
Ratchet? What on earth is that? Oh, what do we got? Ratchet is evolving. Oh.
So Ratchet evolves into Ratterole, a normal poison type. As you can imagine, each new evolution has its own dex entry as well, so at least we get to learn more than what's on the surface.
Ratchet, this Pokemon's smell is impeccable. Despite this, it enjoys eating dubious food. So it smells amazing, but it eats trash. And then finally, we've got Ratterole. Its fur is a tangled mess, often coated in toxins and rotten food from the places it hides in. Ew. So it just like becomes a more and more disgusting, dirty boy as it evolves. Kind of like me.
Moving on, I grabbed a Weedle and Caterpie before heading into Vidian Forest. Right away, I found a Pikachu. Personally, I'm really excited to see how they expand on literally the most recognizable Pokemon out there. There's not a whole lot to cover in the forest here, so I breezed through and wasted no time getting to the Pewter City Gym.
Okay, Brock, let's do this, big guy. It's time for you to be defeated. I'm afraid it is the day of your reckoning, my friend.
With the exception of Ammonite and Kabuto on Brock's team, there's unfortunately not a lot about this fight that is really all that special. We also have 2 grass types on our team, so yeah. Anyway, I moved on to Route 3 to fight some trainers and, of course, catch a couple more Pokemon. Some of my catches here include Machop, Nidoran male and female, Spearow, Jigglypuff, Ekans, and Sandshrew. Now, the problem with letting your chat from your stream decide the nicknames of your Pokemon is that sometimes you'll end up with
Nido Cream. Delicious.
Yeah. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, you should definitely check out my stream. I stream here on YouTube and also on twitch.tv/Quinjamin_TV. You should check it out, please. I would love to see you there. We have a lot of fun.
Is there anything else good that we can catch in this cave? Onyx? Ooh, Onyx is interesting.
While in Mount Moon, I caught Onyx, Zubat, and Geodude. Mount Moon is also the place in which you can find the Moonstone, so I threw it on Nidoqueen right away. Not much more to talk about in Mount Moon. At the behest of chat, we grabbed the Helix fossil, then moved on with our life. With Mount Moon now a distant memory, we arrive in Cerulean City and take on the Nugget Bridge Gauntlet.
Oh, it's the rival battle. Uh-oh.
Oh, I always forget about this stupid rival battle. Thankfully, he's an absolute joke, and so is the Nugget Bridge as we fly through, leaving a blazing trail in our wake as we rip through to
Oh, we got a new evolution, chat. An even fatter Butterfree. Butterflare. Oh, does it become fire type?
So Butterfree becomes Butterflare, a bug fire type, and right away we are treated to the move Fire Spin to get this new typing something to work with. Oh, but we are not done just yet. Oh, no, no, no. Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes.
Oh!
Yeah, they can't all be winners, can they? Beebrute is not only less intimidating than Beedrill, but his typing doesn't change. Thankfully, I don't think this is even his final form. On our way over to Bill's place, I ran into a youngster who introduced me to a game-changing concept.
What is Kanga Kid? Is that baby Kangaskhan? What? Cute!
Yeah, looks like this game added not just multiple new evolved forms, but also some of these guys might even have new pre-evolutions like our pal Kangaskhan here. And just like that, we finally finished the route and made it to Bill's place.
All right, we have to go in and see this little freak in his lab. Ugh, God. Ugh. God, dude. It's disgusting. He just wants us to see him like that, and I hate it.
Moving right along to Missy's gym, it was a piece of cake with Pikachu alone. Her team consists of Gyarados, Golduck, and Starmie. Certainly an improvement, but no new evolutions, so meh. On my way to Vermilion City, I caught a Meowth and a Growlithe, boarded the SS Anne, and oh! 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 So in this game, Sandslash evolves into Sandslam, a ground steel type who has the ability Sturdy and learns Rollout right off the bat. Speaking of which, Sandslam will help us roll through another battle against our rival, who starts speaking to us in French for some reason.
Racism is bad except when we're talking about the French, hey.
And just like the French in 1940, our rival got steamrolled by the SS. Anne in this case, but it still counts. After the battle, I gave the ship's captain some good old-fashioned back rubbies, and the SS Anne takes off without us. But not before the captain gave us the HM for cut, which unlocks Lieutenant Surge's gym. But before taking on the gym, I evolved my Pikachu, Growlithe, and Weepinbell. One fun thing this game does is that it completely does away with trade evolutions. You can just level them up naturally. So of course I'm gonna get myself a Golem and a Steelix for the electric type gym. After painfully navigating the stupid garbage switch puzzle,
What? I thought it was supposed to be the one right beside it.
I eventually made my way to Lieutenant Surge to throw down. This, like all the fights before, should be a breeze, especially with Shrewsbury the Sandslam on our side. Shrewsbury rips through Surge's Electrode and Jolteon like it's nothing. Not any notable things from this fight until...
Ooh, Gorachu. What the hell?
He looks like the Raichu that crawled out of the 7th circle of hell, and Shrewsbury just sent him right back to where he came from. Gorachu goes down, and Surge sends out his last Pokemon, which is Electivire.
Oh, let's go. Big lives, Shrewsbury, absolutely sweeps Surge. We could have come in here with one Pokemon. Would have been insane.
Shrewsbury carried this entire battle, and I don't think a regular Sandslash could have pulled that off. After the gym battle, I did some more leveling up and unlocked a couple more evolutions. Then I headed over to Route 11 for some more catches. My most notable catch was a Farfetch'd that I named Subscriber, which obviously could be named after you right now. Subscribe to the channel, please, 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 please. As we all know, Kanto Farfetch'd is a single stage Pokemon, so I'm interested to see what he turns into in this game.
Is it going to be like Surfetch'd? Maybe? Okay. It became like a goose. Skilled with the plant stock it wields, it searches for dual partners. Most are hunted for their meat. Okay, so they're delicious.
Okay, not bad, but things got even more delicious when I started bringing him up to the level cap.
Swords Dance? Wait, actually gonna go insanely hard with Swords Dance? I might actually use this thing. Okay. Okay. Is it like it's dead and it's an old man now? Fowlin' Tom?
He becomes a mixed attacker. Ghost, flying type with Shadow Tag as its ability. I think I just found a new mainstay on the team. Oh, what's that? You thought we were done? News flash! We got a whole freaking dex to uncover. Sit back down, Arbok is about to evolve. So Arbok evolves into a Pokemon called No Tip. Probably for one of 3 reasons. Either it's Python spelled backwards, he doesn't tip waiters at restaurants, or He's circumcised. Maybe all three, I don't know. What I do know is that the next order of business is to head back up to Cerulean and start making our way towards Rock Tunnel. So I threw no tip in the box and ventured out to the next route, where Fallon, Tom, and I can get to know each other a little bit better.
Oh my god, them lips. Look at those things. Look at those things on my Pokemon.
I dropped down into Rock Tunnel, where I forgot we need Flash. But who needs Flash when you have chat? Right?
All right, someone help me navigate through the rock tunnel. Someone help. I can't do it alone, and I simply refuse to go get Flash.
Only through the power of community can we make it through the...
No, I'll just look it up. Fine.
Okay, with the power of the internet, I found my way through the cave. No Flash needed. During my spelunking endeavors, I caught a Mankey named Rex and a Rhydon named Rytron. Just two little guys we might use later. After I arrived in Lavender Town, I evolved Pigglyjuff the Jigglypuff into Wigglytuff. Then I evolved Wigglytuff into...
Ow! It's actually pretty cute. Gigglyhuff? So we nicknamed it Pigglyjuff just to be funny and be goofy. But they actually came up with an even goofier name. Okay, so it's learning Air Slash, which means, to me, this implies that it's going to be a flying type at some point.
Before taking on our rival in the Pokemon Tower, there was one more surprise evolution we got to see.
Oh! That's the new Pidgey. Oh, that's the evolution. Pidgearrow?
With Pidgearrow and Gigglyhuff on our team, I went ahead into the Pokemon Tower to corner our grieving rival and absolutely desecrate a mass burial site with a Pokemon battle.
Epstein's list does not... Oh my god! It's notice you, noticing me. You know what I mean? From across the room. You know that song? Oh, nice drill peck.
Idiot.
This better paralyze. This next one better paralyze. All I'm saying is, this one better paralyze. Oh my, come on, bro.
I was able to take care of most things with my Charizard, but what I didn't anticipate is...
Okay, what? He's got a Blastoise evolution? What the heck? What even is that thing?
Since when is our rival this far ahead of us? We have unlimited rare candies, for God's sake. I gotta step it up. Nevertheless, I just barely beat our rival, and we're rewarded with the moment we've all been waiting for.
Okay. Charizard's evolving. This is huge. New evolution for Charizard. What do we got? Why'd he get fat? Jasmine evolved into Chariguana? Why is he so thick?
So, Chariguana. Huh. Not gonna lie, this one's underwhelming. Speaking of underwhelming, it's time to evolve that bee brute we roasted so hard earlier.
Oh my god. Wait, that's actually awesome. That's pretty sick.
He's still a bug poison type, but Dronark is pretty sweet. So we took a couple gambles. We lost a bit with Charizard, but we gained a bit with Beebrute. Let's roll the dice again and see what Butterflare becomes, shall we?
There's one more after this one. But this one is, oh my god. It looks like it's turning into a ghost a little bit, like the front half is like very ghostly.
So, you know how I said every Gen 1 Pokemon gets an evolution in this game? Well,
what is that thing? Oh, yeah.
I had to cleanse my palate after that crime against humanity, so I evolved Ebenezer the Arcanine into...
Oh, it's like Hisuian Arcanine, kinda. Singisha? I'll just call him Ebenezer. I like that a lot, though. I already was a fan of Hisuian Arcanine, but this is like even better than Hisuian Arcanine.
I went down to the docks south of Lavender Town, where some of the local fishermen had some pretty wild-looking water types.
C-Rex? What the heck is that thing? Rex Quando.
But we're starting to get a little too over-leveled, so it's best we move on. On my way to Celadon City, I decided to evolve the Meowth I caught earlier.
Oh my god, it's becoming anthropomorphic. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Nope. I don't like it. I don't like it. Nope.
So Persian evolves into Felang, a normal ground type that looks to be inspired by some ancient Egyptian cat thing. Personally, something about it makes me uncomfortable, so I'll be dropping off this furry bait into the PC before I, have to do something I regret. Now, before we take on Erika, anyone who knows Kanto knows there's a little special someone we can scoop up in Celadon City. In a game focused on evolution, Eevee is one of the Pokemon I've been most excited to get. I wasted no time evolving it into the objectively best evolution, Vaporeon. Then I wasted even less time pumping this little guy with rare candies until... Oh my god. Wait, that's actually pretty sweet. Rivian? It looks like delicious bubble gum. Unfortunately, it won't be much use to us at the moment because our next obstacle to overcome is the Erika fight. Oh, God. I am glad that we're officially deep enough into the game where most of the major trainers are strong enough to have new evolution Pokemon on their team, but that means things can sometimes get a bit weird. Electivire? Is that what Electivire evolves into? It becomes grass electric? So, yeah, I guess Electivire becomes a grass type, which is cool, but also totally unexpected and low-key horrifying. Speaking of low-key horrifying, Tangather? Ew! That thing's a little freak too. What's going on? Now that the grass gym is out of the way, it's time to bust out my ground type guys and see what new forms they bring to the table. Ooh, that is cool. That is cool. Platnix. We like Platnix. For the fans, oh my god. Does it become fire type? Slag Golem? Don't be deceived, Slag Golem is still rock ground, not rock fire. Still pretty neat though, with an absolutely wild attack stat. This guy is a hitter. Okay. Time for the Rocket Hideout, everyone's favorite section of the game. I'll spare you the Golbats and Coughings and skip right ahead to our first run-in with Giovanni. This guy doesn't even have the fully evolved Kangaskhan? Embarrassing. The first team member goes down without us even trying. Same goes for Steelix and Rhyperior. Pretty uneventful fight, except for... Oh, God. Disgusting. So Giovanni disappears, but leaves behind his Silph Scope, which is what we need to make it to the top of the Pokemon Tower. On my way there, I captured a Ponyta named Cornbread, an Eevee named Corny, and a Lickitung which I named Linky. Now, if I were to put money on it, I would guess the Lickitung evolutions are gonna be absolutely cursed. In fact, why wait? Let's just find out right now. Oh my god. Licky Lolly? It became part ice cream? Okay, actually, this is pretty dope. Licky Lolly is half ice cream, half tongue. It's a normal ice type and it looks ridiculous. It's constantly secreting a flavorful goop from its head. It is a great partner for trainers with a sweet tooth. That is disgusting. I was about ready to ditch this guy and write him off as a meme when... Does this thing have snow warning? Wait, that's insane. That's so good. Okay, so maybe you can hang around for a bit. During this same section, I caught a Vulpix that I named Tater, a Drowsy named Eepee, and a Ghastly named Meta. I've been itching to see what this game does with the Ghastly line, so right away, I leveled the thing up until it evolved. Oh my god. Oh, it's like kind of like Mega Gengar a little bit, right? Gengar. That thing is kind of sweet. It looks like drunk Gengar. It looks like Gengar had one too many. This new form of Gengar ditches its poison typing for Psychic, still keeping the Levitate ability, which is pretty sweet. A strange psychic energy emanates from this Pokemon. Its behavior grows increasingly more unpredictable. Yeah, because it's getting more and more drunk. It's like, sir, heel to toe, walk in a straight line, say the alphabet backwards, please. He's like, Keeping with the haunted theme that comes with the Pokemon Tower, I evolved Raichu into Gorachu, that demon spawn that Lieutenant Surge had on his team. However, I can now confirm the baby's type. Congratulations, it's a dark type. While fighting one of the trainers in the tower, we got a sneak peek at the new Ninetales evolution. Spiritails? Oh my god, is that thing Fire Fairy? That looks like it would be. But that's not all. When I confronted the ghost gatekeeping the top floor, it didn't turn into a Marowak. What the heck is that thing? Ocelobber? I'm starting to get a bit overwhelmed here. Like, immediately afterwards, I ran into... Oh my god. Is that Fearo's evolution? They really did. They did him good with that. What the heck is that thing? That's Drowsy's evolution?
Lulu.
Too much to take in at the Pokemon Tower, let me just say. Thankfully, that seems to be it as we rescue Mr. Fuji, who gives us the Pokeflute. And you know what we do with Pokeflutes?
I'm like the sax man on this thing, going up to Snorlax, hitting him with the meanest jazz riff of all time. Snorlax is like, oh my god, I feel it in my body. Wakes up, dancing like Baloo from the Jungle Book. And then we battle.
You know I had to catch me a Snorlax. Throughout the stream, I had a member of my chat asking me to name the Snorlax Kiwi, and so this one's for you, Kiwi. Before exploiting the new Snorlax evolutions, I did some fishing and caught a Psyduck named Duke, along with a Krabby named KK. Moving right along down the route, what is that? Before reaching the next town, I caught an Execute named Zip, along with...
Oh, Jinx probably has some crazy evolutions.
But the real evolution I'm excited for is none other than...
Actlax.
Actlax? Really? I mean, he's wearing a little scarf. I refuse to believe this thing exists in nature, even in the Pokemon world. At this point, I headed into the gym for the Koga fight when I accidentally encountered a spoiler.
What the heck is that thing?
Cheeky Scoob.
Is that the Jinx evolution? That's nowhere near as good as it could be.
Jinkies certainly is, disappointing. And the madness doesn't stop there. This gym is full of jump scares.
Mr. Jest? Who the heck? What in the Mickey Mouse core am I looking at here? It's like, ho ho, ho ho, ho ho. Who the hell is that? Simsalabim? Oh, Simsalabim, cast an enchantment upon your cloak. What in the Dungeons and Dragons is this gym?
All right, battle is over. I need a moment to take in...
Oh! I thought it was turning into an iguana. Is that an iguana? It evolved into Chariana? What?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. So Chariana Grande over here is supposed to be some sort of sea serpent. Not gonna lie, the fire-water typing is a concept for a starter I simply cannot wrap my mind around, but it's pretty good though. Anyway, it's Koga time.
Oh, gunk! Or should I say, Kung.
Next is Koda's Raggarul, who surprisingly is the biggest threat to the team so far. He just foul plays our Gengar until he's, well, gone. Let me tell you, nobody can handle foul plays better than Actlax, so Raggarul is no longer a problem. What else you got, Koga?
What the? Visibat?
Ah, it's nothing against our fire water dragon guy. He is not scared of anyone.
What the? The final wheezing is sick. It's like, kill me!
But before we do this, it kills itself.
That's incredible that his last Pokemon... So he's down to his last Pokemon in the fight, and he says, they'll never see it coming. Explosion.
And with that, we're 5 badges deep in this game, and that means it's time for a little treat.
All right, let's do a Clefairy evolution. All right, Clefable evolving. The third evolution of Clefairy. The secret third evolution of Clefairy. What do we got? Oh, I don't hate it.
Just so you know, I don't hate it is one of the most sincere compliments I can give. Clefairy, you're alright. Unfortunately, nothing about this Pokemon really changes that drastically. Same type, same ability. That's boring. Okay, Safari Zone is going to be huge.
Okay, there's probably a lot of good Pokemon to catch in here, huh? Like a Scizor? What? It fled when I tried to give it food.
Whatever, I didn't even want that one anyways. Stupid. Yeah, so the Safari Zone is hard. But I did catch a Flareon. We like Flareon, right? Okay, round 2 already started off better with a first try ride-on catch. I also caught an Electabuzz named, I don't know, Zappy?
Electaballs? Wait. I always get the best nicknames after I've already nicknamed. Electaballs is so good.
The Safari Zone is a zone full of disappointment for me. So once I made it to the secret house and got the HM for Surf, I just left with my tail between my legs. You know what? No. Forget what I said 2 minutes ago. I want that Scizor. And I'm going back in to get it.
Huge. Huge.
Now, just to give it a cool nickname to match.
What are we naming this? Crabbington? Okay, sure, Crabbington it is.
Before leaving the Safari Zone, I nabbed myself a Dodrio named Head. I also grabbed a Venomoth named Cool Kid and a Slowbro named Jaquarius. Ultimately, a pretty successful safari run if you ask me. Before we progress any further into the story, I think I'm feeling like I want to see a couple more evolutions.
Okay. Dodrio evolution, does it just get another head? That is the question. And it does. It gets a fourth head. Okay, perfect. Quadodo.
Quadodo is hilarious, but why stop there when we could possibly get even more heads?
It's just got one big head.
Okay, Dodozen did not disappoint. All right, real Quinn heads out there know, Slowbro is one of my top 2 favorite Pokemon, so I'm pretty pumped to see what it evolves into here. Oh, no, dude. Oh. They massacred my boy. What have they done to my boy?
Yep, final evolution for Slowbro. What do we got? Please be good.
What? What the? What? Nope. I hate it. I hate it. Slowchum is forever banished to the box. Oh, what? It's become more of a rat.
Oh, wait, I like that one. Infernion? It looks kind of like Sylveon and Flareon mixed. Wait, that's sweet. Oh! Becomes a Dark Boy. Obsidianix. I like it. So while it still remains a steel ground type, Obsidianix is a total beast. No regrets here. Okay, time to move on. I went into a nearby house to talk to the old man who gives us the strength HM, but the real strength he gave me was through his words of wisdom. Hiffo, hiffo, hiffo.
Anyway, after some backtracking, Pokemon catching, and cursed evolution spotting.
What the? Electrodes is crazy, dude.
I finally made it to the Silph Co. Usually, this part of the game is super annoying, but thanks to the power of community in my chat, I got some help on how to navigate.
No, there's one after this.
Ooh, he's so spooky! Poltergeist! Needless to say, I am, once again, a happy boy. At the top floor, we run into none other than John Hens for another battle. Should be a piece of...
He's got an Articuno? What do you mean he's got Articuno?
Okay, fine. Articuno goes down, but then...
What the? Voho-Do? So that's... Is that Alakazam's final form?
I don't even know what just happened. Turns out this guy is a psychic dark type. Since there's no fairy type in this game, he's only weak to bug. Yeah, we might be in trouble. Oh, never mind. John Hens also has a Singasha, which doesn't scare me much, and it goes down nice and easy.
Exity? Who is she? Okay, Fortoise? That's the next Blastoise evolution?
Fortoise, huh? So this guy is a water steel type. So my best option here is to just flamethrower it until we secure the W.
John Hess, goodbye.
Right after that's done, we claim our gift Lapras from this good Samaritan and head straight up to our second Giovanni fight.
Oh, Giovanni. Yes.
So the battle starts off with a swagger that we immediately snap out of, and Kiwi is now locked and loaded with raised attack and ready to fuck your shit up. Sorry, I got excited.
Nidorulee, I guess, is just the Nido King. Ooh, they're giving me more attack.
Next comes his Remarkable, so we sacrifice our boosted attack for a switch into Obsidianix, which was a mistake. Thankfully, I can clean things up with Chariana, leaving Giovanni with one more victim left.
Nido Archie? Huh.
Bada bing, bada boom, down goes Giovanni. Now give me that Master Ball, old man. And now there's just one more thing to do before we move on.
Grizzlax. I mean, he looks comfy for sure, right? Like, he looks like a sleeping cat, like with his eyes really closed.
I don't know how I feel about this one, but it does have Vital Spirit, an ability that prevents him from falling asleep. This is a weird direction to take the Snorlax line. I thought he'd get sleepier because, you know, Snorlax is a famously big sleepy guy, but it did get me thinking.
I want to check it out. I want to see if Vital Spirit allows us to use rest without falling asleep.
So I took to the fields to test it out.
I need something to hit me.
Hit me! Hit me! Eventually, someone had the courage to hit me, and...
So it hit me. Now let's try rest. Okay, so rest just doesn't work.
And now we know. So I threw Kiwi back into the PC, thank you for your service, and brought out our furry little friend Felank to see what it evolves into. Maybe something a little less provocative?
Oh, it becomes like a puppy dog sphinx.
Okay, not bad, you won me over. Anyway, back to business. We have to prep for the Sabrina fight. A dark type would be splendid right about now, so I decided to evolve some more Pokemon to see if any of them become something helpful. I feel like Crobat might become a dark type, so...
We've already seen it, but it becomes that weird thing with 5 eyes. Holding 2 eyes, possessing 3 inside of its head.
Ew, but let's keep going.
So hopefully it redeems itself. Oh no, we've seen this one. This is the one that we saw earlier. This is Visibat with the terrible eyes.
Bigger ew. Shall we roll the dice again? Ah! Ugh. Can we go back? The worst part about this monstrosity is that it's still a poison flying type.
Please be sick, please be sick, please be sick.
It is sick!
Yeah, this thing rules. I'm here for it.
Fire Dragon is so dope, but for a psychic type gym, might as well invest in the dark types we know, right?
Please be sick. Please don't be ugly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Stormachu. Okay, this is the first of 3 Doug Trio evolutions. Do they just add extra heads to the Doug Trio? Yes, they do, but they add 2 derpy ones. Okay, does it just add more Diglets? Let's see. The second of 3 evolutions here.
Well, this couldn't possibly get worse, right?
Imagine that running at you at 50 miles per hour. Yeah, that's horrifying. Okay, it gets... it gets arms. Digglenoid? That's the name? Digglenoid? All right. Lapras is evolving. What's Lapras's next form?
Oh, I like that one.
Lochlas.
Okay. Okay.
It evolved into Nessie.
I mean, it's okay, but we still need another Pokemon to take into the Sabrina fight. I decided a bug type would work here, so let's see what our Scizor can do. I'm underwhelmed.
All right, Sabrina, let's get this over with.
Sabrina opens the fight with Platinipus, which I would assume is the Psyduck evolution. Not bad, but I have a Pokemon with an even stupider name. Next up is her Electrodex. Now, I'm not certain, but if I were to guess, this might be a new evolution in the Voltorb line.
That seems like a really bad choice to bring in against Doug Trio.
Her next Pokemon is,
what is that? Tizarkarts? What? Tizarkarts? Is that Ammonite?
I don't even know which Pokemon you could have possibly came from. Whatever, you're dead. Next!
Is Dougie about to sweep? Dougie might just sweep Sabrina's whole team. People were clowning on Dougie in the chat, but they didn't know. They didn't know that he's okay, never mind.
So Digglenoid goes down immediately.
And then what is your last Pokemon? What do you have? Mr. Fool. Jesus.
But we're still able to secure the W on this fight.
Bye-bye, Sabrina.
Oh!
It looks almost exactly like Annihilate, but it might not be Ghost. Okay, and the final Mankey evolution. What sort of ape do you become, my friend? Show us, reveal your true form. What do we got? Okay, this guy is called Bonham-Bell. So, I like the design. I like the idea. The only thing that I dislike is how noodly those arms look when he's holding onto that big dumbbell. You'd think that someone who was actively curling a dumbbell would have some muscle on their arms, but unfortunately, no. What do you become? Reveal your form. Yes. Ew! That's the only way it could have gotten worse, is if it grew tumors on its own belly that were smaller versions of itself that also ate its own cream. I also took this opportunity to enhance another team member of ours, one that I didn't think could get any sicker. Oh, it goes back to the like red and blue color scheme of the other one. Stalagmix. Stalagmix, huh? I did still do a couple more Evos before moving on. Okay. Old Man Jenkins over here. Old Man Jenkins of the sea. That is, I don't know. I don't know about that guy. It does become more like Cthulian, I guess. Ew, Tentabama? Enough of that. We've got a gym leader to fight and more weird shit to see along the way. Oh my god, that Starmie is crazy looking. I arrived in Cinnabar Island and, well, you know what that means. Oh, we get to do the Pokemon Mansion now. Everyone's favorite part of the game, the Pokemon Mansion. Guys, we got the Pokemon Mansion now. Everybody loves the Pokemon Mansion. I'll spare you all the juicy details about the Pokemon Mansion and summarize it with some notes. I caught a muck, named it Mook, and that's it. Time to take on the gym, and let me just say, this game gave everyone a new evolution. Like, everyone. Missing no? Right before our fight with Blaine, my Charizard evolved again. Okay. Chariathan? How do you say that? Okay, let's square off against Kanto's most memorable gym leader, Blaine. Impsect? Whoa. Yeah, I guess Butterfree is a fire type in this game, but since it's no longer a flying type, I can wipe it out with an earthquake using my Sphinx. Another benefit of Meowth's new final evolution is that it has the ability Moxie, which boosts its attack every time it knocks out an enemy Pokemon, so I'm in a pretty great position to sweep the rest of the team here. Teclano? I guess that is the final form of Kingler? Unfortunately for us, he still holds on to that water typing and kills us in one hit with the Crab Hammer. So much for that Moxie sweep, am I right? Okay, that's huge. We took out that guy. Now we have Volcanicoal, which looks to be the final form of Golem. Assuming this thing is a rock fire type, our big presidential squid should take it down in just one bubble beam. Boom! Blaine's Inferneon goes down nice and easy as well, and suddenly we're facing off against an actual Nightmare. Alright, this is Nightmare. That's the last form of Rapidash. This thing not only sets up a Swords Dance, but is bulky enough to survive a Bubble Beam and then activate its Speed Boost ability. Yeah, we're in trouble. Oh, never mind. I guess our Tentacruel is somehow faster. And the ace, what's the ace? Magmolten. The final Magmortar? But it's smaller than Magmortar, but it has like armor on. I can get down with it. Dang, I underestimated Tentabama because even though I forgot to give it Surf, it pretty much bodied this team with Bubble Beam alone. So Blaine goes down and we claim our 7th badge. As soon as I left the gym, I'm confronted by none other than, Bill, yuck, dude. Normally I'd be telling you to come with me to the Sevi Islands, but let's face it, you won't come, so instead let me help you out. My colleague over at Cerulean Cave tells me their project is done. I've heard rumors a giant firebird has been seen flying back to its original location. I've even heard whispers that a mythical Mon is hiding near Vermilion. Best of luck! Looks like it's finally time to hunt for some legendary Pokemon. Up until this point, it hadn't really occurred to me that even legendaries will have new evolutions. That means our team is about to become way more broken than it already is. Speaking of broken, oh yeah. It evolved into Grim. Now, here's a little Pokemon myth from the old days for all the youngsters watching right now. Back in the days of Pokemon Red and Blue, before the internet ruined everything, there was a little rumor circulating around playgrounds across North America that if you went down to Vermilion City and surfed to the right of the SS Anne docks, you'd find this little area where a truck is parked. Rumor has it that hiding under that truck is the legendary Pokemon Mew. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but much like unlocking Sonic in Super Smash Bros. Melee, that rumor was obviously obviously a hoax. There was never any Mew hiding under the truck. However, this is a ROM hack where there are no rules. So I used the power of ice cream to push the truck out of the way, and lo and behold, oh, there he is. He said, hardest thing to catch in all of Gen 1? Is it? Oh, is it? Is it now? The hardest thing to catch in all of Gen 1. And just like that, using only one Ultra Ball, Mew is on our team. All right, chat, Mew's evolving. Do we think it's going to be awesome or do we think it's going to be terrible? Will it become more fetus-like? Oh, not that much like, well, actually, quite a bit like a fetus. It evolved into a new. Okay, now this is hype, but before moving on, I decided it was also time to see what the Jinx line evolves into. Could it become more horrifying or more cursed? Potentially. And it did. It evolved into a literal Muppet. We've already seen you. I'm willing to bet this thing becomes even more cursed. Oh my god. Who is she? Well, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, next order of business, we gotta catch more legendaries. So I booked it over to the power plant and approached the Zapdos waiting around at the end. It took a while for us to catch it, but all it ended up taking was one look at that Jinx evolution for him to decide to stay in the ball and join our team for good. And it didn't take long before Zapdos began to evolve. Okay. Just becomes like a husk of itself. Shaka 2? It's like Zapdos, but curvy. With a hollow husk of a Zapdos on our team, I decided that we're too cool not to have all 8 gym badges, and so I marched right back over to Viridian City to battle Giovanni. As you could have guessed, he's also got a Patrophinx, but our lovely Lady Jinx takes it out before it can even say fake out. Next up is Nidoarchy, which is the final evolution of Nidoqueen. Turns out she adopts the ability Intimidate. A nice addition to the Nidoqueen line, too bad it's still allergic to Blizzard. Jinxie, you're actually soloing. That's huge. Out comes Giovanni's Rhyborn, which could be a fire type or maybe a steel type, but I decided to risk it anyway. Ouch. Yep, okay. Spoke too soon about Jinxie soloing this battle. That's on me. Thankfully, we have our starter here to clean things up with Silph. Hopefully, there are no surprises from here on out. Digglenoid, no! You've betrayed me! Not gonna lie, that one hurt. But not as bad as Giovanni is hurting after I bodied his Nadominate. And we pretty much slaughtered his entire team, barely breaking a sweat. And that's it. And just like that, we've defeated Giovanni. You love to see it. With Giovanni defeated, I figured we couldn't get any more overpowered, but it turns out I was wrong. Because the final evolution for Mew, does it finally become Mewtwo? Not looking likely. Okay, it just becomes even more of a fetus with a diaper on. Iota. A little disappointing, but there are more legendaries to encounter in this game, so maybe there's some redemption to be had. With that in mind, I trekked over to the Seafoam Islands and caught myself the Articuno awaiting us in the cave. It took all of our Ultra Balls and half of our Great Balls, but the stars finally aligned and... Oh, there we go. Huge. All right, Articuno, let's see what you turn into. Oh my god. It just gets angry. Time to show off to our rival before Victory Road. Oh, well, this is, awkward. Even after an agility, our final form Gengar still outspeeds and takes down John Hens' Articuno before it can even lay a feather on us. Then I face off again against the mystery that is Tzikagarts, which hits us with a stab 4 times effective Dark Pulse, and, you know, Gengar didn't really stand a chance against that. So we just go Jasmine. And she brings the boom. And bring the boom she does as Tzikagarts lands a dirty disable on us as its final move. At this point, his next Pokemon is... Oh, Rylaic. That's Rhyhorn or Rhyperior's evolution. This is probably still ground rock, right? Surf should kill this. This is the Arcanine evolution. So we hit it with a pure Surf. Does it kill? No, not quite. Dragon Claw. Okay. Oh, because it's dragon fire, huh? A Surf might not be able to do it, but 2 Surfs? Maybe. Okay. Exegtrick? Maybe I spoke too soon because this thing completely shuts us down with a sleep powder that lasts 3 turns. Just enough to whittle us down to nothing. I let Zapdos handle what's left of Exectric, and we are now perfectly lined up to take down his Turtillery. With our rival defeated and all 8 gym badges acquired, nothing is stopping us from taking on Victory Road. Not much to report on here, but there were a couple trainers that we fought that had some pretty neat Pokemon to show off. I fought this one guy who had the final evolution of Venusaur. I fought a trainer that had this insane final evolution for Pidgeot, this Poliwrath evolution that looks like a wise old man, which is kind of funny. And it turns out Machamps becomes Thanos. Okay. But the biggest highlight of Victory Road for me would have to be... Kabustion? Dude, look at that thing. That thing is finna bust. After getting wiped out in one particular battle I am not too proud of, I decided it was time to get Nidoqueen out of the PC and level her up to be a contender for the Elite Four. Also along the way, I was surprised to find Moltres hanging out in Victory Road. Well, guess you're gonna have to come with me then. All right, we caught Moltres, so you know what that means. Oh! Wait, that thing is sick. With all 3 legendary birds safely in my custody, I exited Victory Road and blasted them into godliness with the power of candies. Okay, it's flying again. Oh! Zippy Zap. Oh! Okay. I like the red on it. I'll give it that. So we're at a very important point in the run. We need to decide which team of Pokemon we're gonna take on the Elite Four with and have immortalized in the Hall of Fame. After some difficult cuts, the council has decided that the following Pokemon will make up the team of 6 that will be the representatives of everything that we've accomplished in this run of Pokemon Evolved. We've got Meta the Grim. We've got Linky, which is Licky Lotto. This is Lickitungue's final evolution. We've got Zappy, which is Volt Duo. This is the final evolution of Zapdos. We've got Ebenezer, the Guardiance. We've got Dougie the Digglenoid. Jasmine the Charathan, which is Charizard's final evolution, Fire and Water type. And that's it. That's the squad. I have the utmost confidence that this team will perform and bring us to victory. My apologies to those who did not make the cut. I thank you for your service. Now enough dilly-dallying. Let's become the champion. First up is Lorelei, who leads with her Licky Lotto, who sets up Hail right out of the gate. This thing is tanky, but Ebenezer is able to land a burn. Oh, we're part dragon, so that's neutral. Oh! Thankfully, you can't freeze a dragon dog made of fire, and we quickly thaw out with Sacred Fire. What the? Glacial? Is this Cloyster? Cloyster final right there? That thing is spooky. I may have been quaking in my boots a bit, but Zappy is unfazed and one-shots the thing with a Thunderbolt. Okay, what do we get? We get Manitai? Oh, Dugong looking a little bit saucy. Oh my god. That's pretty cool. Too bad it gets Thunderbolted. This is an unfortunate situation for Lorelei to find herself in. Nessie? Oh, she's got all water types left, it looks like. Please? Please? Okay. Oh my god. Jeepers! That thing gets me every time. I don't know. It's really funny. Thankfully, Jasmine is not swayed by Jeepers' tactical seduction, and we burn that ice-cold baddie to the ground. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for Lorelei's final Pokemon. That's good stuff. I appreciate you sharing. What the? What the? 1 down, 3 to go. Time to step into the ring with Bruno. Radichan. What? Radiachan? What? Is that Hitmonchan? What is that? Please die? Oh, huge crit. After blasting through Bruno's Polyath, things started to get even weirder. That's a missing no? That's a Kabutops. What? As intimidating as this thing is, it's not nearly as intimidating as Digglenoid. I easily wiped out Bruno's Bonambell before his next Pokemon threw me into a trance. Spiritually? Whoa. That might be one of the best ones in this game. Is that a ghost type Hitmonlee? Thankfully, this thing is all bark and no bite, as Digglenoid does it in with a single earthquake. And now all that's left is Bruno's Thanos looking Machamp evolution. He tries to KO us with the close combat, but Digglenoid is just too much of a unit to go down that easily. And we just clap right back with a close oh, it has extreme speed. Wait, that's busted. Thankfully, we have a psychic type that can take care of its dark type? Do we die to this? Oh. Once again, Jasmine comes in to save the day, but wow, talk about close combat, am I right? Anyway, next up is Agatha, who starts off with the Fallon Tom. It hurt me a little bit to have to kill him, but that's part of the emotional baggage you have to carry with you as the Pokemon champion. Rathyrath? Who is this? Wait, whoa, Yokai-Yubi? Or Yoka-Yubi? Is that Ninetales? That thing goes crazy. That's one of my new favorite ones. I'm sad I'm not using that. Meet Shadow Ball, though. You're dead? Allow me to introduce you to Shadow Ball. Okay, so this thing barely hangs on, and Uno reverses by introducing us to a Shadow Ball of her own. And I can't say Shadow Ball and I got along too well. Nothing Digglenoid can't handle, though. Okay, Oxenfree? Sadly, Oxenfree came out on top here, and we lost Digglenoid, which makes me feel, frankly, annoyed. But I was able to clean things up with Zappy, which frankly makes me feel happy. All that's left is her Grim, which if it's anything like my Grim, we're gonna have a bad time. But Zappy won't let that happen, and we land a Paralysis, which lets us finish the job. Last member of the Elite Four is Lance, the Dragon type user. Lance is usually one of the harder battles, but honestly, I'm not too scared of a grown man wearing a cape. All my homies hate Lance. Like, what is that? Like, what is that? It's Pinadra? Is that Horsey's evolution? It becomes part Pinecone? That's embarrassing. We don't respect it, so we Dragon Dance. It's a pinata? Okay, I actually like it now. Now that I understand that, I am a fan. Oh, you're Dragon Dancing too, huh? Will I raise you another Dragon Dance? Oh, it's Dragon Dancing as well! A bit of a standoff here. You're dead now. That was fun, but you're dead. Yeah, bye-bye. And I would say probably bye-bye to Lance's entire team here, because Ebenezy is about to squeezy the life out of these fools, am I right? Next is Lance Fortunity, which is actually super cool. Kinda wishing I got one for myself, but oh well. Too bad, you're dead. Next I ripped through his Dodozen and missing no flying. Not a dragon type, but our boosted stab Dragon Claw gets the job done. Next is Dragon Tail goes down without much hesitation. This thing is sick, by the way. Sucks to have to end its life so quickly. His last Pokemon is Quasar, which I think is the final form of Gyarados, but it died so quickly I couldn't tell. See, what did I tell you? Lance is nothing. All right, time to roll up my sleeves and get dirty. We're taking on our rival John Hess. I kick things off with Jasmine to flamethrower his Frosttunis into a puddle. I nearly KO'd his Rhyhorn, but sadly he was able to clap back on Jasmine even harder. Ebenezer jumps out next to take it down, then had a bit of close call against his Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail? Allow me to introduce you to Dragon Claw. Oh, it goes first? Oh, I don't know if we live that. Oh, we do. That's super clutch. Do you die? Let's go! Destruction right there. Zerkerts puts an end to Ebenezer's reign of terror, but is left with a burn. Unfortunately, he full restores just in time to face off against Meta. Oh no, I've made this mistake before. I know better. Come on! The least I can do is use Glare and hope it lands to paralyze it and let us outspeed, but not the case. Never fear though, Dougie is here to clean up Zerkerts and take out Turtillery with a close combat. But here's the problem. I looked up his team beforehand, and so I know what's coming next. And finally, his ace in the hole? Mew 4. Yeah, this thing is pretty real. I could have really used Meta here, but Dougie does a solid amount of damage before falling to an extra sensory. So I decide my finishing move is to send Linky into the fight to finish this run off by hitting the Blizzy. This is our GOAT right here. It's gotten us through so much. It's gonna finish it off with its biggest move. After tanking the extrasensory and not flinching. What? How did it miss? It's hailing!
You can't miss blizzard in a hailstorm. What? Am I crazy? How did I miss? We're finishing off with a blizzard. No, and we flinched. No, dude. No. Linky, come on. Don't you want the spotlight? All right, so Linky disappoints me, and I'm down to just one more Pokemon. Zappy comes out to outspeed with a Thunderbolt. Are you dead? Let's go. And just like that, we are undefeated against John Hens and are inducted into the Hall of Fame. So we've done it. We've achieved our final goal of becoming champion once again, but there is still one mystery in this game that has been left unanswered. To figure it out, I flew over to Cinnabar Island and surfed around until... there it is. Missing no. This was a little underwhelming since I caught it on my first try with an Ultra Ball, but I'm not complaining. But we're all about evolutions in this game, so let's see what we can get out of this 4-year-old Lego building looking guy. The way Missing No works in this game is that there's 5 different types you can catch, each with their own evolution. We've seen Flying, Ghost, Rock, and Steel, so I caught myself a Normal type to see what it evolves into. However, I quickly learned that Normal type doesn't evolve in this game. Could you believe that? The only Pokemon in this game that doesn't evolve is the one that we end up getting. Whatever. I'm not going to leave you guys without a new evolution. Plus, we still have a Master Ball in our pocket just waiting to get used. So, without further ado, I give you Mewtwo, Mew 3, and finally, scientists confirm, Mew 4. And with that, we have concluded this incredible ROM hack. If you like this, go check out the ROM hack itself. The link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Till next time.